Good evening, everybody. My name is Jules L. Culture. Today is Thursday, July 22nd. Of course, I have things in the climate change to talk to you guys about today. I actually have damn near 2 pages of notes from New York Times. For those of you who won't be interested in probably looking and reading all of it from the article, because I will have the link in a bio. Uh, so you have that. But back to the compostable bags. I did call around Vegas. I did get support with it. I did about 2 or 3 people decided to send me to higher ups regarding it. I have not did that part yet. I don't think it's really needed. So my next step is probably looking into surveys for you guys. And just to get because you want to be, when you're involved in business, with the money and things like that, it's going to cost money for me to get that plant going, up and going, and all the stuff that I'll need, which they'll help me get, obviously. But it's just, I want to make sure that we all are on the same page with compostable bags before I get into the aspect of let's go through with it or whatnot. So there's that. But so far so good. So now I'm looking into the surveys, and I have spoken with the lady from Milwaukee regarding the plant that they're at, where they do a lot of composting. So if you have trash and shit like that, you can speak to them. I'll give you guys their information as time goes on there in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I will be looking into that. But let me read the notes for the guys of you who won't have time to read the article from New York Times regarding climate change. The the whole goal today is that Maine is in a process. They already passed it of charging to recycle. And we're not talking about taxpayers here. We're talking about manufacturing companies, and we're talking about like packaging and shit like that. Manufacturing. They want to charge these people for recycling, and the reason is because in Kenya, Africa, right now, and in Southeast Asia, they do a lot of the recycling, and they people tend to, like United States. I guess we have a big thing with dumping over there. Well, the problem with Kenya, Africa, and Southeast Asia right now is that the world is dumping their recycled shit there, and most of our recycled shit is either going in unregulated dumps or waterways, oceans, shit like that. So I'm going to read to you guys from the link some of the highlights, so you don't have to worry about reading the article if you don't want to, and we can go from there. But it says 5 years ago, China stopped buying most of America's recycling, and dozens of cities across the United States suspended or weakened their recycling programs. Maine is requiring manufacturing rather than taxpayers to cover the cost of recycling. Nearly a dozen states have been considering similar regulations, and Oregon is about to sign its own version in coming weeks. The idea behind the Maine and Oregon laws is that with this significant funding, more of what gets thrown away could be recycled instead of dumped in landfills or burned in incinerators. By 2050, the plastics industry is expected to consume 20% of all the oil produced. The oil industry, concerned about declining demand as the world moves towards electric cars and away from fossil fuels, have provided toward making more plastic, spending more than 200 billion on chemical and plastic manufacturing plants in the United States. Both Maine and Oregon are considering charging higher rates for packaging that is hard to recycle and therefore doesn't have a recycling market, or products that contain certain toxic chemicals such as PFAs. And I will have all of that also in abbreviated things like that for those who don't know. In 2016, Greenpeace obtained internal documents from Coca-Cola Europe which depict extended producer responsibility as a policy that the company was fighting. In a sign of change, this spring, more than 100 multinational companies, including Coca-Cola, Unilever, and Walmart, signed a pledge committing to support EPR policies. So that's what I have that was highlighted from New York Times. I will have the link in a bio. Uh, but basically, it's a lot of dumping, unnecessary ass dumping going on right now, and it's causing problems to the world we live in, obviously here on Earth, and uh, it's breaking down into our oceans and killing our animals right now. We have a lot of animals that I don't know how big you are on watching news, but we just had a moonfish or some shit just dry up on the ocean yesterday or whatever somewhere. I believe it could have been in Cali again. So we have things like that going on. So recycling is becoming a big thing. And someone asked me, a couple people last week asked me when I started talking about this climate change stuff. They're like, well, what can you do about the people that, yeah, these states have recycle bins, but people don't always use them? And that's a good question because even people like myself, mistakenly, sometimes I might be in a rush and hell, I might have to just throw the shit in the garbage can. I might not, or either the recycle bin might be full, so I might say fuck it and throw it in the garbage. I've gotten a lot better with it. I don't do it anymore, but I say maybe a year or two ago and years before, I had a big thing with, hey, fuck it, it's full, I'll use the garbage. Not knowing the seriousness of it. Now that we getting serious into climate change problems and things like that, I know better. I just wonder, and my question to you guys is, okay, if we're trying to eliminate the plastic here, because that is the goal, to get rid of plastic. All this oil and shit, we just want to get rid of the plastic. Okay. Now, if we get rid of the plastic completely, which I do see one day that happen, it's going to take years, but we'll get there. Um, we're going to have to start using things like cardboard, glass, stuff like that. And I'm just wondering, what did you guys take on that? Would you be fine with that? And the reason why I ask is because if we convert over to like cardboard and glass and stuff in that nature, then we're going to be paying more money when we go to the grocery stores for a gallon of milk. Because that milk is not in plastic, which is cheap as fuck. No, we're going to be paying up to probably 50 cents to $1 more. And it's going to obviously keep going up from there. So that's my question to you guys. Are you fine with paying more? Or would you rather stick with plastic, which is a bad idea? But if that's your take on it, if that's what you choose, that's fine. Me personally, I'm getting tired of drinking out of plastic. I'm getting tired of eating out of plastic. I'm getting tired of eating off plastic. It's all hazardous. It's cancerous as hell. And it's once we dump it in the trash can, we don't know where it's going. But truth be told, it's going to landfills like Southeast Asia and Kenya, Africa right now. And you know what I just said, that most of the stuff that's in these recycled landfills are getting burned. They're not being recycled. They're getting burned instead of incinerators. You have things like that. They're going into the oceans. Like, that's heartless as fuck for our government or their government over there to be like, yo, let's just dump this shit in the oceans. That's fucked up. I didn't know that part. I didn't know they were just gonna dump it. I thought this shit was just happening over time. Maybe, cargoes when they going through with all this trash and shit, maybe they falling over the boat and shit. No, they actually dumping this shit. So just tell me you guys take on it. I appreciate it. It's getting scarier out here. Just learn to recycle more. I know it's kind of fucked up right now. We don't know where it's going, but just do your part, and everything will add up later. So once again, just give me you guys' thoughts on it. I already know mine. I would rather go with glass any day over plastic. But just hit me up. You can message me, whatever you got to do. You can hit me up on Instagram at Jules L Culture. You can hit me up under Jules L Culture on Instagram. I have two of them, but the other one is particularly for the stocks. But you can hit me up on either Instagram under Jules L Culture or Black Sheep or Black Legacy 15 for the climate change talk. Instagram, Facebook, Black Sheep, or Jules L Culture. Love you guys. See you guys soon. Thanks.